Orlando Pirates continue to win silverware under Abdeslam Wadou. He's only been with the club 6 months. And if there was any dust in the cabinet at Orlando Stadium, that is becoming less and less. Well deserved, Teko Matise, I think, at the end of the day.
Well deserved indeed from Coach Wadou, a coach that came to Orlando Pirates. Always the question was, how can you improve a winning team, a good team like Orlando Pirates? And this man right here, who is actually playing his last game wearing Orlando Pirates colors, going to America, going to AFCON rather now, with a trophy rather for Orlando Pirates. But coming back to Coach Wadou, he improved the team, improved the players themselves. We look at the players that are playing now, dominating in the national team because of his improvement. New players that we never spoke of last season, being, contenders for the national team. New Marumo's of this world coming into Orlando Pirates, becoming better. The Sipho Mbulas that were forgotten coming to Orlando Pirates already, booked a ticket to AFCON. So he has improved a lot of players on Orlando Pirates side. It is well deserved, a well-coached team, a very hard-working team, and Orlando Pirates coach Wadou, congratulations. And this team right here, they played better in the second half, but it's just that the legs are gone in an extra time.
There's the prize money, nearly 7 million South African rand for the winner. Well, nearly 3 million for Marumo Gallants. I'm sure they'll use that to good effect, maybe in the transfer market, which is upcoming. But at the end of the day, we often talk as commentators and analysts about the quality players. Does this player or that player deserve to play in the colours of Kaizer Chiefs, or the colours of Orlando Pirates, or the colours of Mamelodi Sundowns? Are they big enough? Are they good enough? Can they handle the pressure? Now, do they have the BMT? Well, you're never going to know if you don't get the opportunity. And I tell you what,
that will eventually take you across the line.
Okay, so then as we continue to consider exactly what we've just seen, we're going to ask our commentary team to take us through the official presentation of the Carling Knockout.
Thanks very much, Lazi Zikubu, and your panel there. Let's have a little peep at the match referee today, Akona Makalima, with Tembi Nkosi Mangai and Tamaga Zebati. Christopher Kistua, who is the 4th official for this encounter. And it's never easy when you are officiating a match of this sort of magnitude, Teko. And I suppose it's easy to criticize, but a good job done all in all. And they're the ones that are in charge.
I mean, also, Rocky, sorry, I guess there was no big decision that she had to deal with, but also good officiating all over. When yellow cards were supposed to be given, they were. I guess also, at times in big games like this, you also want to forget as to that who the referee was. That's how good you're supposed to be. And I guess maybe I don't think any team will complain about any decision that went against them.
What do you say about Marumo Gallants? I think, the gallant part of that, I think is appropriate. They fought hard. I mean, they conceded a goal in the 105th minute, 106th minute, if you had a look at the graphic. And, for all that time. But, you haven't got a shot on target in 2 hours of football. And that's got to be a negative, surely.
Look, it's unfair it will be unfair for me to criticize a team that worked so hard to get into the final, playing against the Cup Kings, and be able to come out and push them through to the extra time when we're playing against Orlando Pirates. And not many teams in this league can actually say that we're beating Orlando Pirates this season. But yet again, if you're playing in a cup final, you're playing in a cup final because you're trying to create moments for you to win the game. And I don't think Marumo Gallants have done enough to actually create or find themselves in those type of situations where they're actually going to win the game. So you're going back to look at the stats, possibly that they might actually try and implement something different when they find themselves in this type of situation come next season or year after.
How many more matches does Washington Arubi have at this level to contribute? I mean, he's 40 years old and he's done phenomenally. Talking about phenomenally, though, the man in the middle of your picture, or just heading off towards the right-hand side there, you put phenomenal next to his name. I don't think there's any critics.
Not at all. I mean, we continue to speak about the changes that he is coming to Orlando Pirates and made. in the beginning how heavily criticized he was, and look at also the number of players that were brought into Orlando Pirates this season. Look at where they are right now. It was a team that was slowly building, and also within them building as well, there was a lot of expectations from Coach Wadi. He came in within 6 months into his job, within 6 months into his new team. He already has 2 trophies.
You know, I think one has to also not forget about the contribution that Coach Mkukazi is putting in there, because the settling down, the entrenchment in the culture of Orlando Pirates must have come from somewhere. Yes, he's got to absorb it, but it comes from somewhere, and I think you got a lot of credit. Maybe he doesn't get enough, Coach Mkukazi, of course, as far as that's concerned.
Of course, rightfully saying, because Coach Wadi, for him to understand the culture of the club, to understand the players as well, you need somebody like a coaching guy that has been there for such a long time to actually integrate you into the new culture that you find yourself in, that is Coach Wadi. So exceptionally good work that has been done by a technical team. Also from the analyst side, everybody that has been involved with the Orlando Pirates, it's been a team that really continuously find themselves in this type of position, and they're very difficult as well to lose in a cup final.
Mr. Buthelezi didn't get an opportunity to play. This man certainly didn't get an opportunity to play, and playing for the final time in the colours of Orlando Pirates with another medal wearing the captain's armband. His name is Mbikizeli Mbukazi. He's just 20 years old, born in KwaZulu-Natal, and coming through the junior ranks, and you see how much it means to the players. Exceptional from Matikleni Makahulu, who was substituted. Talented Parter held that role then with the introduction of Sipho Mpule and company, was much more the playmaker when he came on as a substitute, and still a big fan of him. Sepisi came on later on as a substitute. Cameron Damson, not quite the influence he had in the cup in the league game against Mamelodi Sundowns, but all in all, a top performance there. Quality side, I think we can expect a little more. It's going to be interesting to see how they settle down. Maybe Sepisi a little more with Siema in the starting lineup, as if they play a 4-4-2 situation with the absence of Mbukazi. But what an influence this man has made to Orlando Pirates this season. It's a big hug from the National Minister of Sport, Gaten McKenzie. Gets his medal, and I'm sure well wishes. He's quite a robust chap, he's our Minister of Sport. And off goes Mbukazi. I can see the emotion written all over his face. There's the band manager of Carling as well, Karen Greenleaf, and all that remains now is the presentation of the trophy to Mbikizeli Mbukazi to add to the trophy of the top 8 in South Africa. The trophy's been handed over to Mbukazi. The fireworks go off. Orlando Pirates are the champions of the Carling knockout. He goes walkabout all by himself. Comes back there to share the moments with his teammates. I thought he was going to put it in his pocket and go off to the States with it. But Orlando Pirates then, the champions of the Carling knockout 2025-26. Congratulations, Buccaneers.
Indeed, congratulations to a team that doesn't know how to lose in the cup finals. They are called Cup Kings because of this. They know how to win tournaments, they know how to win finals, and with all the quality players that are within the team itself, I was actually trying to figure out then who's going to be the one that lifts the trophy, because it is a send-off from Mbukazi. It was a nice gesture, nice touch from Orlando Pirates to be able to give that young man such a good send-off, and also being a player that's just won, you know, just won his jersey for the last time for Orlando Pirates, and be able to bring a trophy and be able to go in America to further his career.
I think there'll be some big smiles in the boardroom of Chicago Fire, which is the destination. And the coach is going to be doused in champagne, but he's a quick man. Oh, I almost thought he was going to get rugby tackled by Sepisi. And he's off, his coach, Abdul Salam Watu. Well, we've seen that before a few times as he gets doused in champagne, and I think he's going to take it for the team. We've seen him sprint down the touchline whenever his team scores goals. I'll tell you what, he's got a bit of pace about him.
I mean, he's a former player. He does have the pace about him, but that's the thing. He's relatable to the fans. He's relatable to the players. And this type of success, they always go to the type of coaches because the players can relate.
celebrations will continue long into the night for Orlando Pirates. They've become well adept at celebrating cup titles. That is cup title number 7 in the last 8 finals they've played. All of this, in the last, what, 3-4 seasons?
Well, that's just amazing. It started with Jose Rivero and is continuing with the new coach Abdislam Adu. I think that